Hey Exoticals, this is your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was just thinking about? You really want to know? I was thinking about ways to improve your life regardless of your situation, ways to level up. Let's get right into it. Some people think you have to do a lot of stuff to improve your life. You got to go out and get a Benz. You got to spend a lot of money to improve your life. You don't. Trust and believe you do not have to do this. Improving your life is doing what you want to do. Reaching the goals that you have set in your head that you want to reach. I'm sorry. But it's about you. You don't have to have Beyonce's version of success to be feeling successful and to improve your life. You don't have to have any celebrities standard of life to have a improved sense of life and vitality and longevity. A lot of people think because we are so influenced these days by social media that you have to have a certain house, a certain car, a certain man to have a improved sense of living and standard of living. You don't. You can change small things, everyday things that will definitely improve your life and level you up. That's why I always start with, first of all, to improve your life, you have to definitely improve your emotional health, your self-esteem, and your relationship with yourself. That's one major thing that will definitely improve your life and help you level up. If you change the relationship you have with yourself, do you offer yourself grace? Do you offer yourself forgiveness? Do you offer yourself kindness? Just those simple things that are free will definitely help you improve your life and level up. Just doing things that mentally preparing yourself to not only receive, but be a sense of a blessing to yourself, be a sense of pride to yourself. And all of this starts with you. Ways to improve your life start with you. Stop dealing with the outside forces, other people. When you include things outside of your control, things will always not go as you would want it to go. Things will always not turn into a weird way. But when you really dedicate yourself and your time to improving your life, your wellness, your well-being, as an individual, and you take other people out of it. You even take what you've been through out of it. The trauma you have experienced, you take that out of the equation. And what does that mean? Never let somebody else define your story. Never let something bad or traumatic somebody has done to you or around you define your story. Never stay in that place of victimhood or that space of I am the trauma that I received. Does that make sense? And that's a big, for a lot of us women, we have been through traumatic situations and we're trying to figure out who am I outside of this situation? Why am I still dealing with this trauma? Why after 10 years, 20 years, I still feel pain about this situation and it still comes up and affects me in the way that it does. Why does that happen? And how, you're trying to figure it out, but because you have identified with what they did to you. What does that mean? You let somebody else write your story. You're not a victim of anything, but this is hard. This is a really touchy subject, but I'm trying to explain it in a very delicate way. When people have done you wrong and brought trauma to you as a child, as a young lady, as an early teen, you've experienced certain things and those things have shaped the way or the trajectory of the decisions that you have made. It's very easy to identify with the trauma. This happened to me, so I did this. It's always a reaction response. What I'm saying is stop identifying with the trauma. They did that to you because that person was damaged. You were never damaged. They were a victim to themselves. Does that make sense? They were a victim and they wanted to victimize you. So when you identify with that trauma and you make that your life story, it's hard for you to move on because you're constantly nurturing that pain. And when you're trying to level up your life and improve your life, regardless of your situation, you have to identify with who you truly are. And who you truly are is not what somebody has done to you. That is not who you are. You are someone that loves to paint. You are a happy person. You're someone that loves your kids or loves your family. You're someone that likes to paint, likes to go walking, likes to jog, likes to exercise. You're not what somebody has done to you. And as a young woman, that has helped me improve my life so much because I never identified with the hurt, with the pain, and I never nurtured it. You see what I'm saying? So I was able to improve my life because I never identified with the pain somebody tried to cause me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dealt with the pain. I went to counseling. I went to therapy if I need to, but I never identified with that. That was what that person did to you. That's on them. That's who they are. That's not who I am. I am not your perpetual victim. I am not your, I'm not that person that would keep nurturing that pain. I'm so much more than that. Hold on, guys. Spit that out. Spit that out. I'm much more than that. And like, you have to identify with that because people will try to keep you in a box. They did that to you because they wanted to bring pain upon your life. Sometimes people look at you and be like, what can I do to mess up this person's life? What can I do to take the light that I see in them? What can I do to dim that light? And you can never identify with the dimming of your light. I never identified with that. And that's one way I was able to improve my life and level up regardless of my situation. Does that make sense? Because I never like got so into my pain where it took over everything. And ladies, don't get me wrong. When somebody has done something to you, sometimes you are like going to go through ups and downs and you're going to make decisions based on that at that time. I'm talking about where you are now. This has been years ago. This has been a while since you've dealt with that trauma. Stop identifying with it because that's not who you are. When you were born, your mother saw the best in you. You were perfect. So identify with that. Identify with you as a child. Like that special thing that you see in children, that love, that joy. Identify with that and you'll be able to move away from all the drama. Does that make sense? Another way I made a point to level up and improve my life is I always made a decision to always put my well-being first. What does that mean? If I need to work out, I need to work out. If I need to, I prioritize my well-being. I prioritize my physical health, healthy eating. I prioritize that because that's what makes me happy. And I know, like, you can't take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. And as a lot of women, Exoticals, us included, sometimes we get into the routine of caring for everybody else around us and not prioritizing our care and our wants and desires. We can't let go of that because we got into a relationship. We got a boyfriend. We got married. We got some kids. We can't prioritize everybody around us without prioritizing ourselves. And that's one way to truly improve your life is to always make yourself a priority. My mental health is a priority. My well-being is priority. My fitness is a priority. So I have to make my life around I have to be the center of my life. And that doesn't mean that I'm selfish. It means that I'm practicing self-care at every stage of life. And it is what it is. Like, you can't care for anybody else if you're unstable, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not well, you're not healthy. You can't prioritize anybody else. So it gets to a point, ladies, where you definitely have to like say, hey, I'm going to put myself first. And this is one way you can improve your life because you're putting yourself first. Another thing that I like to touch on, ladies, ways to improve our life, regardless of our situation, is to always have a plan. Even if you have to rewrite your plan or alter it, have a plan for your life. Have a plan for your well-being. A plan is so essential. Write down some of the things that you want to do, that you want to achieve next week, next month, in a year from now. Write those wants and desires down because the intention matters. When you're intentional about your life, about what you've got going on in your life and your plans, it falls into place. It may not fall perfectly because nothing's perfect, but it falls into place about what's going on in my life, my trajectory, my intention. Even if you take a different, like you alter your path or whatnot, that plan is set in place. When you make plans, you like most of the times, especially if you write it down, we end up sticking to those plans that we write down. We end up sticking to what our intention was for that plan. So I would get a journal, journaling, get something that you can do that fills you up and that you can plan with. Even if you use your iPad, a regular journal. I love to buy those little journal books from the store, like Targets and like Family Dollar. I love to buy those kind of little beautiful journals they have in there and just write down my plans, what I want for myself, ways I can improve, what my budget looks like, my financial literacy. And that goes into another portion of what I'm talking about, ways to improve. Let's go into the next thing about ways to improve your life regardless. Is have a financial outline of what you want your life to look like. What does that mean? That means becoming financially literate and understanding where you live, where you want to live, how much would that cost, how much do the things that you desire, write those things down, how much would they cost, and what is your plan to achieve those things with or without a partner? Does that make sense? Being financially literate and always saving money for yourself is going to be one of the top reasons you can level up regardless of your situation when you have access to revenue. So, ladies, get your financial portfolio in order. What does that mean? What does that mean, Exotical Rants? That means getting a high yield savings account, a high yield savings account. Okay, that would be the first thing I would do. If I haven't done anything else, I would go look online at nerdwallet.com and see what is the best high yield savings account or checking account for myself that will help me I can put a little bit away every week or every month, just a little bit, whatever I have left over, I can put away just in case, and it can keep building on itself. In case I have an emergency, I'm not out in the cold. Does that make sense, ladies? Then you can always go to your credit union or a bank and they have financial professionals that will kind of help you talk about retirement, talk about investments. I would definitely get a few books from the library and read up on it. Financial literacy for dummies. I would definitely get some books to read up on it. And definitely start with this high yield savings account and just always and then after that kind of builds the stepping blocks. You can kind of figure out what you want to do from there after you talk to a financial advisor. But every little bit helps. Never be in a situation where you're you have nothing to your name. Does that make sense? You have nowhere to pull from anywhere. You never want to be in that situation in a relationship or out of a relationship. Does that make sense, ladies? Always have your own private bag. Another way to improve, ladies, is to stop looking at what other women have. And I think this is hard for a lot of women Stop comparing yourself to other women. That's the best way to level up yourself and get to where you want to be if you're not in comparison to somebody else, because you don't know what that woman has going on. You don't know what she did to get what she has, or vice versa. So stop. The art of comparison is the art of envy, is the art of jealousy. Like it leads into so much other stuff. But when you just focus on you and what you have going on and what your goals are for your life, and stop trying to compare yourself to other women, that is like that's the best way to level up. Not comparing yourself to other women and what they're doing, what they are wearing, what they have. You don't know what they did to get that. Again, you don't know. Will you be willing to do that? Probably not. Stop comparing. Like, one thing about me, one thing about Exotical Rants, one thing about me is that I never compare myself to other women. I always compare myself to the best version of myself. And that definitely helped me focus on myself, because I wasn't looking at my friend or my family member as like competition. I was looking at them as a sisterhood, as being sisterly or familiar, like being like just like family. I wasn't looking at them as comparison. Oh, she got a new car, I got to get a new car. Yeah, okay. She got this, I got to get that. Like, I really don't care what you have. I'm focused on me and my well-being. And I literally did that I've always been like that, because that's how my mother raised me. She raised me to not to compare myself to other women and just be the best version of myself. And that has really helped with as a young woman. It helps me now, but it definitely helped me as a teenager growing up. It helped me not to like be jealous of my friends or my sisters or my cousins or whatever woman that was around me. It helped me not focus on them, but focus on myself. Does that make sense? Because okay, her hair may be longer, but my hair can get just as long and healthy. Like, I would not look at them as comparison. I will focus on me. What am I doing today? Am I taking my vitamins? Am I eating well today? What am I doing to fill myself up? I would definitely focus on that. And I always did, and that always helped me, because I wasn't worried about what they had going on, because I knew whatever was for me was for me, So whatever that I'm supposed to have, I will have. Whatever blessings coming my way are my blessings. I don't have to worry about other people's blessings or whatever they lucked up on. I don't have to worry about that, because I'm focused on me. Ladies, level up regardless. This is really leveling up regardless is really about you looking at your situation and being like, whatever obstacles I have in my way, I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to work my plan. I'm going to focus on me and my well-being, and I'm going to, and things will happen. And they may not happen immediately, but I know they will happen. And while I'm on my journey of leveling up, I'm not going to be looking at my sister. I'm not going to be looking at my friend or other women in my proximity to compare, but I'm going to be looking at myself in the mirror and being like, what can I do today to truly level up, truly to get to where I want to be? What actions can I take? And I think that's like a very powerful message when you look at yourself and you say, what can I do? What can I do to level up? What can I do to improve my life? If I don't like my kitchen, I may not be rich. I can't remodel it, but I maybe can buy some paint and paint it, or use some wallpaper and put that up. And that maybe make me feel better because it just looks cleaner in here. I may not be able to go on a shopping spree, but I can go thrifting and buy a few items that will make me feel good. And they're almost new or brand new, but they were just at the thrift store because whoever didn't want it. Like, I can do little things to make myself feel better. And I think as a woman, that's definitely the key to success. You looking at yourself and not looking in comparison to other women. Ladies, it's like we have to really dive into ourselves. And I think the first way to start to dive into yourself is to really take a self-accountability of our situation. And we may not even be the reason why we're in our situation, but just taking that accountability and looking at ourselves like, what ways can I level this situation up? It may not be perfect. I may not even have put myself in this situation. But as a woman, as an adult, what way can I get out of this situation with the less amount of pain, trauma, and bothersome, you know? Ladies, we are smart. We are brilliant. We are very capable. And I think like one thing that when I look at, not in comparison, but when I look at other women's lives and women I admire, or I find things that I identify with them, about in them, I always notice one thing that they all had that I admired in the women that I admire or know. They always had a good sense of self. What does that mean? They know who they were, and they weren't apologetic about being themselves. They weren't apologetic about being their authentic self, about being who they truly are. Oh, I have a mole. Yeah, it's unique. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, I like my mole. Like, it was like that sense of confidence. Like, hey, I may not be perfect, but plus I'm brave. Does that make sense? I may not be perfect, but I learned to be brave, and I learned to stand in who I am. And that's one thing that as a woman, I'm so glad my mother taught me, to stand with who I am. I stand with myself as a mixed woman. I stand on it. Like, I stand with myself as a woman that's beautiful, that's exotic, that's multifaceted, that's everything at once, and I stand on who I am. So it's nothing that you can say, tell me, or do to make me not stand for myself. Does that make sense? I stand on it. So I stand on my standards. I stand on it. So ways to improve your life, ways to level up regardless, stand on who you are. Stand on your standards. Stand on being unapologetic, being yourself regardless. You know what I'm saying? I can't even get the word out. But stand on who you are. I stand on it. I stand on that I am a proper mixed woman, and I stand on the fact that I am who I am. I know men like me, and I know some women will hate on me, and I have to stand on that. I can't change that. I'm not going to make myself ugly for you. Okay. I'm going to stand on who I am. I know I know I have privilege. I'm standing on it. You may have privilege in a different area. Stand on that. Okay? Stop trying to compare yourself to me and stand on what you have. But I stand on what I have. I'm proud of who I am, and I stand on that. So ladies, how to level up regardless, stand on who you are. That's the message. Stand on who you are. If you're plus size, stand on it. If you're skinny, stand on it. If you're thick, stand on it. If you're slim thick, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Stand on who you are, and don't be apologetic about it either. Like, I stand on it. If that makes you uncomfortable, me being my authentic self, oh well, I stand on it. Don't be around me, and I won't be around you. Got it? But ladies, stand on who you are. Be unapologetically yourself. Find ways to improve your environment, and try to find free ways to improve your environment. Start off with that and then gradually grow. But stand on who you are, stand on your morals, stand on your values, stand on everything that represents you, and don't apologize about it. Don't do it. Stand on who you are, okay? So, ways to improve regardless is going to be standing on who you are. It's so many things as a woman we have to deal with. We have to deal with self-image. We have to deal with other women. We have to deal with men. We have to deal with a society that tells us that we're not good enough. So ways to level up yourself is you have to really build yourself up. And when you stand on who you are, you stand on your self-esteem. You stand on your self-confidence. You stand on your self-value, and you will not budge. You have to, when you are really trying to level up, one thing that is a necessity to leveling up, to improving your life regardless, is to really, really dive in to who you are. Not only, and what does that mean? Ladies, you have to literally know who you are to the point where it doesn't matter what is going on around you, you're solid. Does that make sense? You're standing on who you are in the middle of a storm, in the middle of a good day, in the middle of a bad day. You're standing on it. You have to put yourself in a position where you are not at the will of others. What does that mean? Definitely get your finances together, but definitely get your head and your heart together. Especially your head. When your mental health is in order, you're in order. Don't let somebody take you out of your peace. And that's why a lot of women stop leveling up or stop taking care of themselves, because they let that situation, that man, that hateful woman take them out of their who they truly are. They let that person take them off course of what their trajectory was. You have to stay on course with yourself. And that just means checking in. So if you need a journal, go get that journal and check in with yourself. Write down your thoughts, write down your wants and needs, but stay connected. Stay connected with your boundaries. Stay connected with your self-worth, with your self-esteem. Stay connected with yourself where it's an unbreakable tie. Does that make sense? And as you grow into loving yourself more and being more grateful for yourself and showing yourself grace, you're going to realize that same kindness that you can show to others, you can show to yourself. That same care that you can show to others, you need to show up for yourself. And showing up for yourself is one of the hardest things as women that sometimes we do, is because we're natural nurturers of the world. So we're worried about nurturing everybody else, but make sure you nurture yourself. Make sure you nourish the little girl inside of you that needs love, that needs reassurance, that needs care. Nurture her, because as we grow as women in age, we still have that little girl inside of us. We still cry sometimes from things that has happened to us. We still go through ups and downs. But when you're feeling that little girl's that's inside of you up, you realize I needed a day off for myself. I needed a good cry by myself. I needed somebody to hold me. I needed somebody to bring me lunch. You notice, don't be afraid to let somebody be supportive toward you. We still need that care and nurture from other people as well. And even because, and we're nurturers ourselves, but we still need that same kindness back, sent back toward us. Does that make sense? But anyway, ladies, this is your girl with another Exotical rant. I hope this was a great way that you, this video really helped you figure out ways to improve your life, ways to level up your life regardless. Because if you're listening to this video, you're worth it. Bye, ladies.